Hey guys, this is Banker, and it's time for another episode of Banker.
And Watts teach tone production. Yes. All right. So if you are on the tone production Google form, you will have read that there is a magical way to make any instrument sound good. We asked the question, have you ever noticed how Banker and Watts can pick up an instrument and make it sound good? And how do we do this? Well, it's called tone production. Okay, tone is a word meaning your sound, and production means how you make it. So we need to talk about how to make a good sound. Okay, Banker, what words would we use to describe a good sound? Like, what do we usually say in class?
Smooth,
Smooth,
um,
clear,
pleasant,
supported. Yeah.
supported is one that we hear a lot because sometimes people are like, when I play quiet, it sounds scratchy, and I think that's the hardest thing to get right is scratch, like the scratch to go away. So not scratchy is a word that I would describe for good tone.
I agree. I agree. So we're going to figure out how to play clear, smooth, not scratchy today. Okay. Um, quiz. Which do you think is more important for tone? Instrument or bow? Dora the Explorer slap. It's the bow. The bow is the most important part. So first off, you need to make sure you have a good bow hold, okay? Remember that thumb needs to be curved. Violas and violins, pinky on top. Cello bass, pinky hanging over, okay? Everything's curved, everything's touching the instrument. All right, once you have your bow hold set up, the next thing you need to make sure is that your bow is parallel to the bridge.
What does
Parallel,
parallel mean?
good question. Parallel is like railroad tracks. It's where your bow and your bridge are in the same direction. This is not parallel. This is not parallel. This is perpendicular. That's opposite. This is parallel. So for violins and violas, it's that way. For cello and bass, it's this way. All right, so you have your bow hold, you have your parallel bow, and then you make this sound. But I did the two things right. What's wrong? What do you think, Banker?
Can you do it again so I can really look? Well, I've noticed that your bow is parallel to the string and you have a good bow hold. The problem, I think, is your bowing lane.
Oh, I love it. So did you guys know that there's different bowing lanes? I know you don't drive yet, but like in a road, there's different lanes on a highway. There's different bowing lanes. You can play out here, you can play in the middle, you can even play close to the bridge. There are 6 bowing lanes. 6, this is important. Remember this. 6.
Six.
6.
Ah, ah, ah.
6 bowing lanes. Okay, they start at the bridge and they go here. 1, 2, 3. 3 is what we usually play at. It's in the very middle. 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is over the fingerboard. We do that sometimes when we want to play really quiet, and in Italian it's called sul tasto. Okay, so what I did to make that horrible, horrible sound is I put my bow at lane 1, so right next to the bridge, and I pushed really hard. Now that combo is bad. We don't want
No good.
no good. What if I wanted to use that amount of weight? I should have set my bow in the middle at lane 3. So let's hear what that sounds like. That was pretty smooth and clear and not scratchy. Okay, so I used a strong weight. I put my bow parallel to the bridge and played in lane 3. Now, if I want to play maybe quieter and still have a smooth sound, I can move away from the bridge a little bit, maybe to lane 4, 5, or 6. But I can't press down so hard because then I'm gonna get this sound. I'm gonna play multiple strings at the same time. So what we're trying to show you is that when you change lanes, you just need to have more or less weight. So all you have to do is have the right amount of weight and the right lane. Those are your two things you need to think about.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I see that you've talked about weight and you've talked about being parallel. But what I haven't heard you talk about, which confuses me sometimes, is the speed. Do you think that has anything to do with a good sound?
It absolutely does. So speed kind of goes along with your lanes. So that adds a third layer of this magical combination to get a great sound. Okay? So whenever you are by the bridge, you have to go slow. If you try to go too fast, you're going to get a very squeaky kind of metallic sound. So if I want to sound good by the bridge, I have to go slow and have a pretty heavy weight. But if I want to play out at lane 6, I need to use a fast bow and not a lot of weight. And if you're in the middle, you need a medium amount of everything. It's like Goldilocks, you need the perfect balance in the middle. So if I'm in lane 3, I need to have medium weight, medium speed. So let's review that again. Lane 1, slow speed, a lot of weight. Lane 3, medium speed, medium weight. Lane 6, fast speed, little bit of weight, just a little. That's a lot of information we just covered.
I love it. I have another question, Watts. How do I pick in a piece what lane I should be in?
Ooh, that's a good question. And there's not always a straightforward answer. So a lot of it has to do with the dynamic. Your instrument just reacts to whatever you do to it. Your bow and your bow hand, your right hand, bow hand, right hand, is what controls the dynamic. So a lot of times we use these lanes to help us with dynamics. So when you want to play really loud and very forte, fortissimo, you want to be in lanes 2 and 3 and using a strong bow with a lot of weight, and it's going to give you forte. But when you want to play softer, maybe more delicate or expressive, maybe a piano or a mezzo piano dynamic, you want to play maybe in lanes 3, 4, or 5. And you don't have to have so much weight. You can kind of lighten up and be a little bit more glossy. So that's what I think about.
I love it. I love it. So let's review. Which direction does my bow need to go to make a good sound?
Your bow needs to go parallel to the bridge.
Parallel. And I have 6 lanes to choose from.
6 lanes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And I want to think about my weight and my speed when I'm changing lanes, kind of like cars that go fast, they're on the outside lane and then they slow down to go into the inside lane. I love it. I have one final question. Sometimes when I put my bow on this string, I'm going to use this comb as my bow, this pencil as my violin, or I'm going to make it my cello. When I put it on the string like this, to me, it looks like it's straight. Is it straight?
No, it's not.
It's not. And so when we put our bows on the string, especially, I don't know if you feel this way with violin, Miss Watts, but with the cello, I really feel like when I think my bow is parallel to like the F holes or the bridge, if you want to think of it that way. It's not. It really has to be tilted kind of this way or that way, depending on where I'm going. It needs to stay parallel as you go these directions. But if you ever look on your bow and you think, oh, I'm definitely parallel, and you're not making a good sound, try tilting it a little bit so it doesn't look parallel to you. But you can have like your mom or your dad or your annoying little brother take a picture of your instrument to see if it is parallel, because I feel like that's a problem that a lot of kids have that they don't realize they're having. They think it's parallel, but it's not.
That is so true. I remember feeling that exact way learning it, because even though you think you can see it, you're looking at it from a weird angle because you're up above. You're looking at it, and you might not be able to tell if it's actually parallel. So like you said, ask someone for help. Ask someone to take a picture or record yourself practicing and watch the recording, or practice in front of a mirror.
Absolutely.
All those are going to help you decide if it actually is parallel to the bridge.
Absolutely. And I think that kind of wraps up our discussion on the bowing lanes.
Yeah. And that is tone production. If you can balance your speed, your weight, and your contact point, meaning the bowing lanes, you can make a great sound on any instrument. That's the key.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Now go try it on your instrument.
Do it! See you later.
Bye.